What's up guys, Mark from Wandering Souls back at you with a new collection update. Big one this time. Got 14 CDs to show you, so it's a bit long, but I thought let's get these out of the way before I get into the vinyl and the tapes. Stuff from the thrift store, stuff I bought online, and things I ordered at a record store as last. So before we go into that, we are listening to Enforcer live. Fire R2 is the second live album they did in 2021 on Nuclear Blast. Yeah. Great hard rock heavy metal from Sweden, if I'm not mistaken. Great stuff. Definitely worth checking out, guys, if you don't know Enforcer yet. Good band. So first, the things I bought at the thrift store. First things, two things were not super special to me, but I thought let's buy them. And I forgot to remove a price stickers here from some of them. First one I found. Vangelis, 1492. Yeah, soundtrack to Conquest of Paradise, 1492, Conquest of Paradise, that movie. Title track was a big hit. I remember. I could buy this in multiple thrift stores, but this one definitely was the cheapest option. The other one were like 3 or 4 euros. This one is euro 50. So that was a steal. This one was found at that new thrift store I talked about. All these things from the thrift store are actually. It was that kind of day that I found multiple things again, and I thought, you know, I won't go into detail too much of every release because. Yeah, otherwise the video will be a couple of hours. I don't feel like that. But yeah, electronic soundtrack stuff. Yeah, you know, Vangelis is Greek guy. He's a lot of stuff. And also found Antarctica. Another great soundtrack here from him. I can remember my dad-in-law has this back in the day, especially imported from Japan. I found this at a thrift store for 50 cents, I think, even for and also Japanese pressing as well. And just to prove it, as you guys can see it, but there is the Japanese lettering. So this is also a Japanese press. Of course, it's not the first Japanese press, but it is a Japanese press, you know. So really cool to find this for 50 cents. So that's awesome. So then I was browsing further in that 50 cents bin, and I start noticing some Roadrunner logos on the spine, and I thought, what the I need everything that is from Roadrunner in that bin. So I browsed through that bin and found 4 items that had that Roadrunner logo on the spine. The first one is the debut album from Madball, Set It Off. I have this on vinyl, but for 50 cents on CD, you can't complain here. Pretty decent condition as well. First album from this New York hardcore band. Really nice to find this there. I was really surprised. This was the first thing I found with that Roadrunner logo, and I thought, well, for 50 cents, I'm not complaining here. So that was an awesome find. Second find I did was an album by Life of Agony. This is A River Runs Red, the debut album from this band. Also a hardcore band, but definitely has more metal edge to it, and the vocals are different, of course. High, cleaner voice than the normal hardcore bands have a more raspier vocal. This one doesn't have that really. Nice clean vocal by Keith Caputo. Then still Keith, he was then still a man. Nowadays he is now under the name Nina, the singer in this band. But nothing wrong with that. Just to say that if he feels like that, for me is that not a problem. It's all about the music. But found first classic album. This time is a classic song on this. It's a fantastic album. The vocals remind me a bit of a mixture of how do I say that? Peter Steele, and I had another name in my head. I can't come on. When you prepare a video, you have oh, I wanna say that, but what was the other one? What the fuck? I can't recall. Well, it doesn't matter. It has a nice, clean vocal. I know this band for years. I used to have this album as well, but yeah, you know the move. I think I had also the second album, Ugly. I still need to pick that one up someday. It's a fantastic album as well. But this is definitely a classic in their discography. So I'm glad to have this for 15 cents. Minor discoloration there on the spine and maybe on the back, but because this album has probably been in a car or something, so it's kind of discolored. But it sounds great. It doesn't matter to me. It's a great album and I'm glad to have it in the collection. Also, I found this one, and for me this is also another rebuy. This is Dog Eat Dog, all Boro Kings. Another hardcore band, only this one is also a bit different, just like the Live Agony, only this time this band has a saxophone in their music, so that's make them apart from other bands as well. They have a more party vibe going on with their music, and not that, you know, look at this, the world, blah blah. There's more easygoing in the lyrics. Great tunes on this. Classic on, of course, on this album are No Front and Who's the King, two big singles from this album. But it's fantastic to find this for only 50 cents as well. Great album. Definitely looking forward to give this more spins. I have spin it since I bought it once, and I enjoy it once again. Great album. Dog Eat Dog, all Boro Kings. And also found this compilation CD from Dynamo Open Air, which was a big festival in the Netherlands back in the day. This was for the 10th anniversary in 1995. The festival was 10 years old. Great tracks on this. Again, a lot of tracks I'm familiar with, but there are also songs on there that are a different version or a different take, mix or whatever on this. Dog Eat Dog has the track No Fronts, but it's an other version. Machine Head is on there with a different mix and a kind of a Eve of Apocalypse mix. It has different elements to it. Biohazard is a clean version, it says. Typo Negative is on here, Blood and Fire, Out of the Ashes mix. And Mental Happy Blood with Still Punks, a Zodiac remix, and there has a short-term version of TMS, Whatever That Hurts. But also great tracks from Paradise Lost on here. Clip Incorporated with a fantastic cover from the Painted Black from the Rolling Stones. Downset is here, Fear Factory is on here, Trouble, Madball is on here, 11 Pictures, Dub War, Nevermore. No, definitely great bands on here. Yes, track listing is here. Yes, I'm still fighting a bit with the new ring light I talked about in my previous update video. It's definitely darker, so I thought let's put on a ring light, otherwise you don't see a fuck. So yeah, really nice finds for 50 cents each. So I bought 2, 3, 4, 5 for 4 euros. Sales rights, yeah, 4 euros, 6 CDs. So we can complain about that. And to some stuff I bought online First one, Canadian thrash speed metal, first album from this band. This was released in 1988, if I'm not mistaken. This is of course a reissue. It has a bonus tracks as well. This is Exciter Heaven Metal Maniac classic album. Definitely worth checking out. If you want to check out this band, this one and their second album, Violence and Force, are definitely recommended. Great tracks, raw sounding thrash speed metal, great tunes. Great bands. Bonus tracks on here. I think some live material I see, and then I see 2 interviews, 3 interviews even. So yeah, let's take a look at the track listing here. You guys can see it. The regular album with the bonus tracks underneath it. Great to have this. I think I already showed the inside, but still can't hurt to show it again. I'm not going, like I said, I'm not going to much into detail also with the booklets, because the booklets always a hassle to get things out and in and out. But Exciter, great release. I'm finally glad to have this. Didn't have a copy of it yet, but I knew the album and it sounds great. Then another rebuy, 2 rebuys actually from one band. First one up is Van Halen with 5150. Great album. First one with Sammy Hagar on vocals. Great tunes on this. Of course, the big hit is Why Can't This Be Love? But the album is full of fantastic tracks. Again, another reissue, but I don't even care. I'm glad to have this album in my collection again. I love this album. Great release. Go check it out if you haven't heard it yet. Van Halen can do not much wrong. So also bought the latest studio effort, different kind of groove. Their 2012 album, and had David Lee Roth back on vocals again. It was definitely the last album with the band. I think they released another live album after this, and then sadly Eddie Van Halen passed away, of course, of throat cancer. So, but it's a pretty decent album. It has tunes that were written back in the 70s and 80s that were rewritten, re-recorded, songs that were not finished or were different versions or whatever. I think only 3 tracks on this one were songs that were released never anywhere. Other tracks were always somewhere in another version or only played live or whatever back in the day. But yeah, interesting release. I really enjoyed this. Just take a look at the track listing here, which is like this. Hope you guys can read that. And then there is the inside of the booklet and the CD there. Great album. The best in the catalog, no, but definitely enjoyed it. Also the first one without Michael Anthony on bass. I think Wolfgang Van Halen is on bass here, the son of from Eddie. Sorry. But yeah, interesting release, a different kind of groove by Van Halen. Also bought another album by Jethro Tull. This is Aqualung, the 1971 album. Yeah, folky, proggy, bluesy, rocky music. Interesting stuff. Need a bit more spins to get full into it. I just spun it once. But I definitely will spin this some more, but I didn't have the time yet to before the video to spin this enough. Thought, well, you know, I just wanted to show you guys the album that I have it. Like I said, I spun it once and I enjoy it, but it needs to land a bit more. But it's definitely a good album. Not in the first listening experience, but I've seen good reviews about this as well. So glad to have it. 71 Aqualung, and this is the album prior to the other one I have, Thick as a Brick, which is again a fantastic album, so glad to have it. Also about the latest studio effort from Whitesnake, and this is Flesh and Blood, and this is the deluxe version, the CD and DVD version. Here is the track listing for you guys, if you guys are interested. Decent album, I really enjoyed it, great riffing, good vocals, of course. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. The bonus tracks on here, and like I said, the DVD is there. Yeah, really cool thing. And this is the band on this album. They are the musicians, and here is the DVD. So really cool to have this. Really glad to have this final album from Whitesnake. This was released in 2018, 2019, I don't really exactly know. It's just on Frontiers Records. So yeah, if you want to grab it, I only grabbed this cheap. I think I paid $8 or $9. Most of the time I see it for more, so I'm not complaining here. So good release. So I have a nip of the drink here. Then you probably have seen already, not so long ago, this video is released, that I reacted to a track from Babymetal, and the new track Divine Attack, and that track got stuck a bit in my head for a couple of days, week actually. So I decided to pick an album up from Babymetal. It's not their new album, that still has to come out, but maybe if you see this, nah, the new album is in 2023. So I picked up an album for this, the band's second album if I'm not mistaken. This is Metal Resistance. I picked this up for only $8 or something, I don't know. Second release from this band. These are the tracks on the album. Not fully blowing away, but there are some tracks that I like on this album. Road of Resistance is good, Karate. I like Java Amore. GJ I liked, Sis Anger. And the one is definitely one of the best tracks on the album in my opinion. And Tales of Destiny is also really interesting. It definitely has a lot of prog influences. I definitely hear a lot of Dream Theater in that track. I wonder how they got that inspired to do such a proggy song, but yeah, it's interesting an interesting listen. Overall, this is not a bad album, but tracks like Morataro, sorry, I don't have anything with that track, for example. Don't really like that one. While the most part of the album is pretty decent. Need to get more into this band. Like I said, I know from this album I already knew the track Karate and the one, two tracks, main tracks on this album. But yeah, not bad, but not blown away yet. Let's put it that way. But I really like that new track, so I definitely will dive into that new album. Because that track is so catchy. It's, you know, was not blown away straight away in the video as well, but the more I hear it, you know, it's a kind of a grower. Some of these tracks on this album are also that kind of, but they can't compete up with that new track I heard. So definitely need to hear more albums from these girls. But I don't know if I'm gonna buy all the albums. Not that they have a huge discography or something, but yeah, it is what it is. Babymetal, Metal Resistance. Kind of weird to see me show Babymetal, but that's how it goes. Sometimes reaction videos can brighten up your music music taste, let's put it up like that, because I bought so many stuff because of the reaction videos, so they definitely serve their purpose someday, and hopefully those videos inspire you to buy music as well, because buying music is supporting the artist and labels, and keeps on the existence of physical media. The last two I bought, we also stay in Japan, are two releases from the band Band-Maid. I finally grabbed their album Unseen World. It was a bitch to get for me because it is a bit expensive. So I had to import it from Japan, and I was not keen on that. So I decided to contact my local record store if they can do something for me, and they did. Said just look on the site, click on which album you want, and yeah, we try to order it for you, and when it's there in the shop you can pick it up for the price you see on the thing. Is no shipping cost, just the price which is on the site. So we did. Unseen World, their 2021 album, if I'm mistaken, or was it 2020? I think 2021. Anyways, this is the Japanese press, guys. If you guys can see it, it still has the Japanese obi on here, so that's really cool. And the last full-length album they did so far, the last full-length they did, so let's put it that way. Great album. I'm really liking this album. No God is fantastic. Manners of course on here. I like HGK is fantastic. Why Black Hole is on here. You know, it's definitely has great tracks on here. I really enjoy this. Kind of weird cover, but I don't really mind. Fantastic album. I really love Band-Maid. You guys don't know it by now, and I'm really glad to have this album finally in my collection. It took a lot of time, and when I ordered that album I also decided to order the new EP, which is called Unleash, which is this one, and I really dig that artwork. It's phenomenal looking artwork. Great artwork. Great EP as well. Here's the track listing. Hope you can make it out because I have some paper on it to keep the the obi in place. But great tracks. It starts off with an instrumental from now on, which is phenomenal played. Great bass work, great guitar work, drum work is fantastic. The girls are really on a roll in this one. Then we get Balance, which is a fantastic track as well. Then we get the single Unleash, great tune once again. Sense, which was on the previous single. And then I have the track I'll, or short for I Will. It's really great tunes. Corallium, which is also on the previous single Sense. And the other video clip for this album, Influencer, which is one of my favorite tracks on this album. And Hate, which is also phenomenal. Great tunes, definitely worth checking out, guys. If you are into Band-Maid, it's definitely an EP to grab. This one is not super expensive, but it's harder to get, just like this one. Some of the albums from Band-Maid are released on JPU Records, which is a European label as well. They license the Japanese rights to release it here in the UK, so it's for me easier in the Netherlands to get from the UK. Then the Japan is more expensive, let's put it that way, and it takes a bit longer. But I was kind of surprised how fast these two CDs came, like 1.5 to 2 weeks or something like that. It's not super long. Yeah, but it was a bit pain in the ass to get these two CDs because it's a bit Japanese albums, and I'm glad to have it in my collection. I just need the first two albums, the EP and the album, to complete the full length thing, and then just a couple singles, but I'm not in a hurry with those singles that are mostly one or two songs, um, so yeah, only those, the first two, New Beginning and Made in Japan, I think, something like that. There's the other two I want still. That's it, guys. Actually, hope you enjoyed this update. Or a lot of releases. I will name them in the description so you can look them up yourself. And yeah, let me know, guys, what you thought of these releases. Are you interested in one of them, or are you familiar with them, etc., etc.? No, tell your stories. I love to read those comments. Um, if you got something other to say, please do so in the comment section. I will, like I said, I leave the names in the description. And that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe. I would appreciate it. Um, Always can use some more subscribers. Just, guys, I'm here to promote bands, and these kind of videos help to brighten up your horizon with some new music. So that's it. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it, and stay safe, guys. Cheers.